together. So that when people see you, are you the same person that is seated here now and the same person that is walking on the street outside the church? The people who saw you here still recognize you as the same person who is walking on the street outside after church. I'm not going to answer me. Say it yourself. We must be the same person. We must not be two people. We must be one person. Be it in the house of the Lord or outside the house of the Lord, wherever we are ambassadors of Christ. They must see Christ in us. From seeing the Christ in us, they will ask you a question. Why are you different? Oh, am I different? Yeah, you look different. In which way? No, see, other people don't behave like this. They say, look, my brother. You want to know the secret? Yes. I've got somebody that I'm in love with. Who is that? Jesus. Is he the one that is doing this to you? Oh, yeah. Whether he says yes, there and there or not, but there's a message that has gone to that somebody. Amen. That somebody one day will remember that message. That somebody one day will say, but that person that they mentioned this way to me. One day if he meets you, I can say, where will I find this Jesus? Is there any shop that is selling him? Say yes. Next to High Street in Smith, you can find Jesus. Which corner of the street? Oh, Holy and the Broomfield. You'll find Jesus there. Who will come in and get the message? Praise be to Jesus. Right. So, what are we looking at here? I want us to go to Mark 9, verse 28, so that we understand. I'll read this verse and then paraphrase it for you. And when he had entered the house, his disciples asked him privately, why could we not cast it out, meaning the demon? And he said to them, this kind cannot be driven out by anything but by prayer. And in other versions it says by prayer and fasting. This is when the disciples of Jesus, after having been with Jesus for 3 years, Jesus is just about to go to the cross. He's coming from the Mount of Transfiguration. He finds a crowd, and the crowd says, one man stands up and says, oh, Jesus, your disciples, my son is in trouble. He's possessed by a demon. And they asked your disciples to cast it out. They couldn't. Jesus says, all right, bring him here. He cast the demon out. The disciples went back to him behind the closed doors. Well, how could we go to God? That shows us one thing, that in order for us to get miracles, it's not our wishful thinking, it is hard work, sacrifice. It says by prayer and by fasting. So we need to pray and fast. Pray and fast. Pray and fast. And make sure that even our faith, because it says faith comes by hearing of the word of God. Faith has got to be built up so that faith then can bring this kind of miracle. But some of us want miracles when we can't even pray. Want miracles when we can't even say one verse of God. Children of God, let's be serious. Let's be serious. Let's soak ourselves in the word of God. Let's soak ourselves in the things of God. Then God, I believe and I trust and I know that He is not a failure. He's not going to fail us because this is His promise. But whatever you seek, I'll do it for you. But the problem is we are not in alignment with the will of God. That's the problem. The miracles are there for the taking. But we can't take them because we don't know how to tap them out. Because we're not saturated with the word of God. We're not soaked in the word of God. We're not soaked in things of God. We are soaked with things of the word. Some of you can even tell me the latest film today. And then you expect to drive that demon out. The demon will do exactly what he did to the sons of Sceva? Because you're not soaked. We need to be soaked in the word of God, to be soaked in the things of God. When we are saying Christians, in simple language, is Christ walking in flesh here now that Christ is gone? We are the walking Christ in plural. Walking Christ in plural. That's what we should be. This is what we should hunger for. Hunger to be Christ, to be like Christ in everything, in our attitude, in our behavior, in our speech, in whatever we do. We must hunger to be like Christ. Then we will deliver the message. Then we will deliver the demon. When you kick out the demon, the moment he sees you, will bow down. Because the demons never stood up when Christ came. They all fell down. So, what have you got to do with us, Son of God? The same applies to us. If we commit our all and say, right, from today, I want this that was in Christ. If you look at the book of Acts chapter 2, I think it's this one, I can't remember. Peter, after the coming out of the Holy Spirit, if you look at the miracles they did, look at how many people they won for Christ. That one day, Peter, from his mouth, 3,000 souls were won. 3,000 souls. By this time, Peter was soaked. By the time of that fig tree, wasn't soaked yet. By the time of transfiguration, wasn't soaked yet. But by the time of Acts 2, after the Holy Spirit had come down, Peter was soaked. Peter was able to stand in front of the people that he was running away from, in front of those who were persecuting him, in front of those who nailed Jesus to the cross, and say, you nailed Jesus to the cross, the Son of the living God. This is what we should be as well. Praise be to Jesus. Right, so we've got to be careful about what kind of fruit we produce. Because it is the fruit that either will bring people to the house of God, people to God, or drive people away from God. The kind of fruit that we bear, we've got to be careful. What kind of fruit do we bear? Some of us will never mature, are anger prone, are vulgar word prone, are earthly prone. So we ask the Lord to kill each and every passion of the flesh from our lives from today. So that the fruit we produce will be the fruit that is aligned to Jesus Christ. A fruit that will bring, without you talking, without you doing anything, people will want you to be near you. People will want you to be where you go, because it seems like this person is so good. Whatever is making him good, I also want to look into that and get that. Are we together, children of God? Hallelujah. Right. So if we've got gifts, I said they're not trophies. Our gifts must unite the church. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 12, 25 to 26. 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians 12, 25. Right. It says from verse 25, when we get these talents that God is promising us, these gifts that God is promising us, there must be no division in the body, that is the house of God, but that members may have the same care for one another. If one member suffers, all suffer together. If one member is honored, all rejoice together. As I say to you, let's not make these gifts of God be a trophy. If God has given you a gift, a spiritual gift that you can use in the house of God, let that be a blessing to the house of God. Let it be a blessing to somebody else. Don't use it to divide, to say, no, me now, I'm highly anointed because me, I'm this. Then you put yourself up outside the house of God, or put yourself and say, oh, because now I can do this, now I'm going to start my own branch. It doesn't work like that. It is designed for the use within the church. As our hands have got fingers, these fingers are not the same size, but they are all useful. So it is with us in the house of God. With that gift we have got, you are also useful. With that gift I have got, I'm also useful. With that gift that one has got is also useful. It's not only this one, because no. So if we combine these gifts together, we've got a hand. Regardless of how small that gift is, to produce a hand that will lift this chair up. If I take one of my fingers off, I'll have to use extra strength to lift this chair. But if my fingers are all there together, they will lift that chair with ease. So the same applies with us in the church. The gifts that God lavishes out to us are for his own use within his own house. Not your personal trophy to go around boasting about it, showing off that I am this and that. No. It's for the use in the house of God. To build the others up, to help others up. If one suffers, let us suffer. If one is rejoicing, let us all rejoice together as children. Not to be divided by gifts. Praise be to Jesus. The Lord is good all the time. Hallelujah to the living God. We glorify God. I think I'm about to round up my message. I will not take it too far. I will sort of cut it short. Is that okay? Oh. Right. Let's look at John 15, verse 12 to 17. That's my next scripture. So that right. This was Jesus before he went up to heaven. He said, this is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, that someone lays down his life for his friends. You are my friends if you do what I command you. No longer do I call you friends, for the servant does not know what his master is doing. But I've called you friends, for all that I have heard from my Father, I've made known to you. You did not choose me, but I chose you, and appointed you that you should go and bear fruit, and that your fruit should abide, so that whatever you ask the Father in my name, he may give it to you. I say the gifts, the miracles are there for the taking. That is the verse that tells you the miracles are there. If we walk in love, united as one body, as one family, as a unit, loving one another, not envying anybody, not showing off, let that talent that God has given us be made to put to use. Then he says, whatever you ask of me in my of the Father in my name, it is all for the taking. Praise be to Jesus. I think you can say that God is so fair. God is so fair. Is he? He's so fair. Right. I think that is my core message that today I could deliver. But before we close this message, can we give God a hand clap? A hand clap for that. Why? If there's anyone amongst us who is yet to give his life to Jesus, this is the opportunity. Don't be ashamed. Jesus said, if you are ashamed in front of men to associate with me, I'll also be ashamed of you in front of my Father and his angels. Signify by raising your hand. We pray with you, lead you to Christ. We live only one life, and we don't know what is lying for us outside when we leave this building here. We don't even know what is going to happen to us the next moment or the next minute. We only take things for granted. This tree was taking things for granted, but by the end of the day, that tree was only fit for firewood. We might also be taking things for granted because we don't know what is lying beyond. Only know that by that time, our time is up. Jesus says, he will come like a thief, and we must stay awake. So we must always be ready, so that whatever time he comes, because once he comes, there's no time to repent. That's it. This tree has no time to repent. So the same applies to us. When the bell rings, this is your time up. We've got no time to repent. So we must always be prepared. Always on the ready, just like soldiers with things strapped to our backs. Is that it? Praise be to Jesus. We thank God for this message. And may we all rise. May we all rise. I want us to pray as we conclude this message. Some of us, the reason why maybe we feel shy, we feel I don't have a talent, I don't have a gift that God has given me. May we say to the Lord, Lord, this morning, help me to discover my gift. Reveal my gift so that I can make use of this gift to build your house. Let us pray. Father, in the name of Jesus, everlasting Father, we worship Almighty God. We glorify your name, oh Lord. Father, we exalt your holy name. Father, we pray, Almighty God, that Lord Almighty God, each one of us has got a gift, oh Lord. Father, we pray. Let every gift that you have given us, Almighty Father, oh Lord, be revealed to each one of us, so that, Lord, we can be of help in your house, we can build in your house. Father, we thank you. Lord, we magnify your name. Holy Spirit of God, reveal my gift, oh Lord, and use me, Lord, wisely to use that gift, oh Father. Lord, we pray in the name of Jesus. Everlasting Father, we worship you. Almighty God, we glorify your name. Lord, we exalt your holy name. Jehovah Nisi, we adore you. Holy Spirit of God, come and take preeminence, oh Lord, as you show us our gifts, oh Father, so that, Lord, we can be a blessing to your house. Father, we worship you. Lord,